Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to a new session of your Class 11 Entrepreneurship Children. After saying about the differences between feasibility study and business plan, and also about the role of family when it comes to entrepreneurs, now we are starting with the topic women entrepreneurs and the challenges they face. Right? So here, women entrepreneurs face a series of problems right from the beginning till the enterprise functions. Being a woman itself poses various problems to a female entrepreneur. The problem of Indian women pertains to her responsibility towards family, society, and huge workload. Women in rural areas have to suffer still further. They face tough resistance from men. They are considered as helpers. The attitude of society towards them and constraints in which they have to live and work are not very conducive. So, women entrepreneurs, when they think even to start an enterprise, from there they face a series of problems that is never ending actually. Yes? So, from the moment they start to think that they have to start a business on their own, that moment the problem starts, and it goes until they at least starts the business, right? And once the business gets started, they face a different set of problems there, right? So, being a woman itself poses various problems to a female entrepreneur, and the problem of Indian women pertains to her responsibility towards family, society, and of course huge workload. So, our society expects, there is a prototype, or they expect women to be of this type, right? So, that stereotype we say. So, that has to be followed by every woman here. On that case, she first has to take care of her family, then she should take care of her children, then all the household, and then if she gets time, she can think about something. But then she is allowed to think alone, right? And at some places, she is not even allowed to think. So, the family responsibility, the society, the responsibility that keeps on her, and of course the huge workload she has, right? So just close your eyes for a minute, a single minute, and think what are all the works women around you do every day. Yes? So then you will understand the workload we have put up on each and every woman around us. So now, women in rural areas have to suffer still further, because women in city, of course they have more work, but at least they are equipped with all the gadgets or all the equipments they require. But when it is in an extreme remote village or the rural areas, we could clearly see that people are still suffering without a washing machine, without a grinder or a mixie, right? So they have to do all these works manually. So they are even more suffering. On that case, they face tough resistance from men. Resistance means a strong opposition. Tough resistance means a strong opposition from men. Okay, so the men are not supportive always, right? Very rarely men are ready to support women who wants to start up a venture. Very rarely it happens. Yes? And they are considered as helpers. So, our society has created a picture for women that she should always be a helper for men. She cannot stand on her own, she should not stand on her own. This is how the society has created. So, on that case, women is always considered as helpers. And the attitude of society towards them and constraints in which they have to live and work are not very conducive. So, this is not so friendly environment for a woman. right? So she has a set of rules and regulations she has to follow. Even if she is going to work, she can go after finishing all the household works. She will go to work, she will come back home by 6 or 6:30, and then she will start doing again the household works, and finally she should go to bed as the last person, and morning she has to wake up as the first person. Yes, this is the rules, set of rules, unwritten rules we have for women here. On that case, the environment is not friendly. Okay, it is not supportive for a woman, right? So, the constraints or the conditions she has, right? All these are not friendly, and for that itself, women are not ready to take more pressure. Even though they want to start a business, they already have been overburdened with much of pressure of work, and on that case, they are not ready to take more pressure. So, let us see what are all the limitations faced by the women entrepreneurs. So, first thing, it is a patriarchal society. So, the gender bias that exists in society is predominantly due to the patriarchal attitude that had existed over a long period of time. You would have even studied in your history or even the civics, all those things in your previous classes. You would have, in your lower classes, you would have studied that previously only the sons were considered as the family heirs, right? So, daughters were not considered, and later the property can be divided among both the sons and daughters. The law came. After that only things started to change. So, the society is built up in such a way that only male members will be given importance in the family itself. So, on that part, how will a woman be successful when it comes to business world, right? The business world is overall. When you have an overall picture of any business, you could see many male entrepreneurs. So, it is like more of male dominance in the business world. On that case, women are not allowed to come up. Even their family members are not ready to support them. So, the society is the first barrier for a woman to become an entrepreneur. Then comes the lack of opportunities. As in some area, education still has not reached to every female. The lack of education does stand as a barrier. They are no doubt skilled, which enables them to work, but more focused programs for their education would enable them to overcome this challenge. So, there are villages even today where women are not educated. They still continue to be illiterate, right? So, on that case, but then the natural capability of a woman is she can just understand the work by observing it. She will be able to do it just by observing it, right? So, when they are able to do any kind of work just by observing it, and when they are given proper training, they would be able to do better. They will be able to perform better, which means the result will also be better, right? So, when they are properly equipped, when they are properly trained to be skillful, definitely each and every woman even in the villages will turn out to be a successful entrepreneur. And in the words of Gandhiji, woman is the companion of men, gifted with equal mental capacity. Investing in women's education yields one of the highest returns that equip women with the skills, knowledge and self-confidence required for carrying the role of better parents, workers and citizens, which are regarded as the permanent solution to the number of economic and social problems that improve the quality of life. So, in the words of Gandhiji, he says he sees women as the equal companion to men. He says that women has the equal mental capacity the men has. Yes, so when they are given proper education, definitely they will acquire more skills, knowledge, and of course self-confidence. So what will these do to them? They will become better parents, they will become better workers, of course then better citizens. So when each and every one becomes well equipped and very knowledged, equally both the men and women, definitely the economy is also going to improve, which will result in a better nation, right? So that will improve the quality of life. Then comes enabling technologies for women. So there is a need to create more opportunities regarding new methods of production, marketing, and other modern technologies. So all these are not given to women easily, right? So we always think that men can easily observe the new technologies, they can learn it easily, but then women are equally capable of learning. So on that case, when they are not having the modern technologies, they are unable to start up. Then comes the social barriers. So here the traditions and customs prevailing in Indian society sometimes stand as an obstacle to women is to grow and prosperity. In rural areas, they face more social barriers. They can be overcome through education and positive legislation. The government policies are and should continue in the greater measure to support women entrepreneurs. So we have more of restrictions for women. Even in the family, when it is a girl child, usually parents will say, don't go out after 6 o'clock, don't go out after 7 o'clock, like the small things are there, right? So, but of course that does not going to have a big impact on business, but even that matters, right? Because we have seen that an entrepreneur has to work for the business 24/7. On that case, then how can a woman start a business when she is not allowed to walk out of the door after 6 p.m.? Yes? So, all these social beliefs which we have been carrying through generations, right? That and the restrictions imposed on women, all these social barriers that can be eradicated only through education. So, even the rural area women should be educated so that they will at least understand how they can come over all these, right? So, they can overcome through education and positive legislation. So, there are many laws imposed by the government favoring women, especially women entrepreneurs, right? So, there are many laws, there are many schemes by the government that support women. They are there already. Of course, they should be more so that women will be ready to start up with a business. Excuse me. So, next comes the attitude of creditors towards women. Women entrepreneurs suffer while rising and meeting the financial needs of their business. The society was slightly biased in their attitude towards women entrepreneurs. So, when even after all these constraints, when a woman is starting the business, right? So, as we all have seen that not every entrepreneur will have the entire money which is required for starting up the business. So, on that case, they should go for credit purchase or any other loan option. On that case, people are not ready to give loan or people are not ready to allow credit facility when it comes to a woman. Why? Because she is a woman. That is the only reason. There is no specific reason. Being women, she may not be able to pay back the loan. So that is the reason where women are denied loans or any other credit facilities. So on that case, we should clearly understand one thing, that women are more punctual when it comes to loan on paying back. Yes? So women pays it back on time and they finish off their loan as soon as possible than these men do. right? So the society is slightly biased in their attitude towards women entrepreneurs, but the records reflect that the rate of bad debts is the least in the case of women entrepreneurs. So bad debts means the debts which cannot be recovered, right? So the debts which are unrecovered. So they are called as bad debts. So the records reflect that the rate of bad debts is the least in case of women entrepreneurs, and the self-help groups in microfinance is most successful because of them, right? So the self-help group, we would have heard of this women self-help group. In Tamil we say it as Magalir Suya Udavi Kulu. Yes, so that has become a successful venture because women repay their loans on time, right? Next, organized sector. So the skilled women work more in the unorganized sector and hence does not get her due if she can overcome the challenge of education and be aware of all the schemes. She would not only be able to join the organized sector but be a leader in it. Yes, so of course women are skillful, they are skilled too, but they are not allowed to work out somewhere, or they are not able to travel far off places to work. So they are working as unorganized sector. So they themselves engage in only small activities, right? So that is not paying them the due which they have to receive. On that case, when they are provided proper education and proper infrastructural facilities, they would even work better in organized sectors, and of course they will definitely become the leader of it. So let us just see about the ray of hope. In spite of all the above mentioned problems, the rate at which women entrepreneurs are growing is slowly increasing. Read the following case study of a woman entrepreneur who has made a difference not only for herself but also for the people around her. So we have all these problems. Women entrepreneurs definitely face all these issues, but after all these, there are many government schemes that would help them, and also slowly they are coming out. So the rate of growth of women entrepreneurs, okay, the rate of increase is again increasing. So let us see about a case study of a great woman entrepreneur who changed her own life, and not only that, she changed the life of many women around her. We will see about that in our next session. Thank you. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.